Hey everyone, and welcome to the final day of the Health and Wealth Challenge. We are so excited to be here with you and to guide you on this new journey and to help you to get ahead and to create positive steps within your financial wellness, within your physical fitness. Um, Hopefully, if this is your first day and you're just checking us out on day 7, no worries. All of the videos have been posted. All of the information is also within the description box, so you can definitely go back, and we would strongly recommend that you do that. And for those that have been with us each day, thank you so much. I want you to pat yourself on the back, give yourself a little clap. We're just so happy that you've gone through this with us. Today, what we want to do is kind of bring everything together. And again, for those of you that have been going along with us over the past 7 days, what I want you to do is, if you can drop in the comment box, give me your email address. I want to reach out to you so that I can set up a time to go through a 30-minute kind of assessment of where you're at, and to review your budget, and to be able to give you some more pointers and recommendations as you go on along this journey. And with that also being said, with my new Staying Financially Fit with Katie YouTube channel, along with the Facebook page, Kerry will be joining me, whether weekly or bi-weekly, and we'll continue to be putting out some, videos that go off one another, that are going to help you along your health and wealth journey. So just as a quick recap, I went through assessing your spending. We created a budget. We established a savings account to be used for emergency savings. We've automated the savings. We looked at debt. We looked at what was good and what was bad debt. We set those goals. We went through, we now know what our credit scores are. We have reviewed our credit report. And what I want to leave you with for day 7 is, I want you to plan out a calendar for the future. And what do I mean by that? I want you to set up some reminders, whether it's weekly, monthly, annually, for all the different things to stay on track. As Kerry mentioned before, keep a log, have a separate book that is available for you in order to keep track of, what you're spending, what your income is. Some little kind of tips or guidance on that is your budget. Review that on a monthly basis, or anytime that you have, your income goes up or down, or maybe you've bought something new and now you have a brand new debt. You need to alter those numbers. Credit score. Take a look at that credit score monthly, quarterly. You can pull your annual report, again, free annually, and you can check them quarterly through the different agencies. We want you to look at your savings and the goals and the amounts that you have set up for systematic savings. Definitely annually, or again, you really want to look at those anytime if your income has gone up or down, because again, remember, that budget that we did is based on your net income. So if your net income goes up, you're going to have more cash available that's going to go into these different buckets. And if it goes down, now all of a sudden you have less. Now, another thing too is, if there is consumer debt and you've paid it off, well, now you have more money that's available. Again, you want to review these, and you want to, with that too, go back and review what your goals are. What are you saving for? As I mentioned, when you set up your savings account, you'll have your emergency. You can have multiple. So maybe you have your emergency, maybe you have a new car fund, maybe you have a vacation fund, a new house fund, a second house fund. And as you start to build up and reach the top of the bucket, you want to start filling the other buckets. And the beauty of those online bank accounts that I mentioned, they do not charge you fees. So you can have multiple ones and name them, because why the naming, that goes along with visualizing. If you can visualize what you're saving for, it brings you that much closer. And again, it will help with discipline of, you know, being able to say no to maybe that pair of shoes or that purse. You know, you want to be looking at these, the more that you can do that. And I'd almost say that too, kind of, even though it's not directly of how you necessarily are going to do that, you know, in reach and the goals, Kerry, that you've aligned up, but put something on your refrigerator, something motivate, you know, what are you trying to obtain? All of these little things are going to help get you that one step closer to what you're trying to obtain. Kerry, it is over to you.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, it is about setting your mind to you know, see what it is that you want to achieve. But it starts with knowing your numbers. We've been saying it all along. It's day 7, folks. Day 7. Thanks so much for watching, as Katie said. You know, lots of things to really consider. And I know we've thrown a lot at you. And so, you know, some people will tell me from a training standpoint, oh, I know what I'm supposed to be eating. I just have to eat it. I know what I'm supposed to be doing as far as, you know, movement, but I just don't do it. You know, I feel lazy, and they'll use that word lazy. Stop judging yourself. I'll say to that, stop judging yourself. You know what? Nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you want to make changes, you've got to do something different. And if doing something different is looking at numbers that you haven't looked at before and holding yourself accountable in new and different ways, be it leaving pictures up on the refrigerator, be it, you know, phoning a friend every couple of days and saying, hey, it's me, you know, this is what I need to do. You know, what are you doing this week? Or, you know, bringing friends into the mix of this challenge too, you know, and holding each other accountable. So nothing changes if nothing changes. It's that simple. To recap what I've done, we've weighed ourselves. We've taken our circumference measurements. We've downloaded food tracking apps. We've tracked our food. We've set our goals as far as what our weekly movement was going to be. We've looked at how many calories we're burning versus how many calories we're using. I mean, how many calories we're eating, consuming. We've looked at hydration levels. That was yesterday. So today we bring it all together and I say, my gosh, you know, we've looked at so much. I'm going to ask you to post one thing that's going really well and one thing that's still a big struggle for you. Okay, so please post them below. And that's where we begin, because that's where the mindset changes. We don't look at our struggles. You know, life isn't wine and roses. It's not all, you know, rainbows and unicorns all the time. So, you know, you've got to take a look at the struggle and take a look at why is there a struggle and how we're going to get out of the struggle. There will always be struggle. It's that simple. There will always be struggle, but transformation does not happen outside the fire. Transformation happens through the fire. You have to look at the fire, what's burning first, you know, what's happening in your life. And oftentimes the things that don't change are the mindset patterns that we're in. So that's where Katie and I come in. We help you look at, you know, what's stopping you from meeting your goals. And oftentimes it's not the simple things like writing down your exercise and writing down your food. It's, why don't I have time to write down my food? Am I overscheduled? That's a pattern. You know, why can't I say no to people? You know, I mean, and you know, there's no judgment here. These are just the patterns that I've seen over the years as a trainer. And I'm sure Katie will tell you the same thing as a financial planner. You know, these are the patterns these are the things that must change, or nothing else changes to follow it. Okay?
Yeah, it's knowledge. So knowledge is key. And the keeping up to the Joneses effect, which kind of goes in of, you know, being able to learn to say no, and it does come down to knowing your numbers, because unless you know what's in, you know, in your bank account or what you're earning, you can't, you don't have anywhere to go. And then setting up or aligning your goals to that and looking at them, because often people don't want to because their anxiety sets in, and that's where, yeah.
So
stepping out of that. Yeah.
One thing that you're struggling with still, and one thing that you're doing great, one thing that's going well, post it. I'll get back to you. Reach out to me at aimforstronger.com. If you need, you know, you want to talk to me, you can talk to me here, but if you want to talk on a more personal level, if you need help with training, if you need help with nutrition, reach out. That's why we put this site together. Again, and keep aiming for stronger here, and this will follow. Okay?
Yes. And remember, drop your email address in the comments or send me a message with that so that we can get a time set up so that we can go through. I can dive a little bit deeper in for you, answer any questions that you might have, and then also stay tuned to this page because, like I said, Kerry and I are going to continue to do videos that, you know,
Collaborate.
yeah, that we feel are relevant and that are going to help individuals. So we'll be posting, you know, within this Facebook page, the Staying Financially Fit with Katie, along with my YouTube page and Kerry's YouTube page for Aim for Stronger. So we want to be that support system for you. And, you know, if you could help us too, and just making sure, you know, liking and sharing any of the content that we have, that is just going to help us continue to be able to put out more content that is, you know, going to help you get to that financially fit life that, you know, we want for you. So thank you so much for joining us over the past 7 days. And, you know, we hope to be able to do this, you know, again, maybe in the fall or after the new year where everyone kind of needs a refresher. It's nice to be able to look at things, but, you know, with mind planning out your schedule and just making sure you're taking some time for yourself. That's what we want for you. Thank you.
Good luck, everyone.
Thanks, Kerry.